Good morning. Let's play some music while we are grabbing our coffee and let's start because today is going to be a long, long, long day with getting all of the signs out and we are just entering Mercury retrograde. So I hope everybody had beautiful 2 weeks and that you're going to get some tools and resources how to get a beautiful September. So let's chat in a few minutes. Let's play it one more time. I think we're still having a few minutes before we start, so for everybody to join in. Oh no. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody, or good day. It is noon where I am. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. And guess what, guys? The fall is knocking on our door, and it's just weird, right? To kind of like realize this. I don't know about you guys, but here we had one really bad heat wave, and then we had some weird rain wave. So everything was like coming 2 weeks, and now I think rain wave just finished a couple of days ago, and we are back into the heat waves. Oh my God, it just like feels like you cannot use the summer at all. All this kind of like this weather changes. So before I start, and I don't know why I cannot move this to go a little bit this way, just so this edge is here like not showing, but it is what it is. Hi Sally, hi yo. You came to say hi to everybody. Everybody loves you. You're a good girl. Are you a good girl? Are you the best? Yeah, they're all catnipy this morning. I had kind of like thrown a little bit, and then everybody showed up, even the kittens. I don't know if this is best idea to give it to the kittens, but they just jumped in, and like Onyx wanted it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm stoned. It's so cool." Jasper, not so much. She was kind of like looking at everybody behaving silly, and that kind of like was her thing. She's just showing her personality now. Onyx was coming forward. He was very cuddly. He still is. She was like reserved. And now she's coming forward. She's showing a great intelligence. I bought color for both of them, and she's just throwing her out, and she totally knows how to remove it. So it is kind of like really, really cute. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Bonjour, amour. Ça va bien? The cat is back in town. You see, she makes this sound when she's asking to be petted, and if you hear the sound and my hands are on the table, that means she's doing that to Tiger. Hi, Savvy girl. Who would say she's 9 years old, 9.5 years old? Right, madam? What is this? Did somebody bite you? Is there a bite, a love bite? So, for September, I'm going to use a cat deck, traditional, as you know, which inspired me to even start this channel. So I'm going to clarify what I need to with gypsies, but I'm going to also draw one Lenormand card. I noticed some people did express love for Lenormand. It is weird. I don't have it offered on my website because it's really, really hard to read Lenormand. I cannot even teach it because I literally every Lenormand reading is different. I have predicted some stuff that even raise the back of my kind of like neck kind of things, and sometimes it's really hard because Lenormand is really blunt. But this is one tool that I use in my deck for those of you who are getting my quarterly and annual readings, which I only do for my clients right now. It's just draining me so much. Kind of like they like this one the most because it gives timelines. It tells you who is the bitch and who is the bastard in your life. It tells you when the new love is coming, so you can pretty yourself up for that kind of like time and space. It gives you financial information. It can give you health information and kind of like steering away from it, because I'm not a medical doctor or a lawyer, but it can describe the circumstances, and then you really know what to. Can you hear the sound? That's she's coming to Tiger. She's saying, "Pet me, pet me, pet me," and Tiger does it really, really willingly. For those of you who win, who kind of guess which sign is coming next, I'm going to use Law of Attraction Tarot. I generally use this deck. I didn't even know there's like something on the bottom. This is not even related to that. I'm using generally this deck, which is very unusual, and it doesn't follow. It does kind of like have the same kind of like things as Lenormand, but it really doesn't follow the archetypes. So this is really what I use if somebody asks me for career readings or something like that, because it does give me great answers. It's very unusual deck. I really like the visuals in it, but it's also a little bit difficult because to a novice, even to me, like you need to you have a steep learning path to do it, right? So I don't know if you guys, I mean, sometimes we readers, we read as per our own intuition, and sometimes I learn everything that the author has to say, but sometimes I also need to modify because the author has no clue what they're talking about, kind of a thing. And I'm finding, like, I mean, the deck is still good and I'm adjusting it to something else. So this is why sometimes you might wonder why I'm not sticking with the explanation that has been given, let's say, for them, and sometimes that, you know, I could just go into completely different direction. Hello, are you going to bless September? Is it going to be blessing? Blessing, I love you and I care for you and you are the best. You are the best. I zoomed in so you cannot see all of that love that I am getting over here. Look at that. That's what happens when the cat is stoned. Otherwise she couldn't care less, kind of a thing, right? Yeah, that's kind of like funny. But are we, I don't think we're still in Virgo. Are we still in Leo? Are we? Hello? Are we in? I think we're still in Leo. Let me see when Virgo starts this year. I have a feeling it starts tomorrow, but it's very possible, as you said, it's already starting Virgo. 2022 start. September. When does Virgo season start? It's September 20. What? No, it cannot be September 22nd. What are you talking about? Virgo season. Oh my goodness, like you cannot put the date. No, this is new moon in Virgo is on the 27th. I think the Mercury retrograde is on the 9th. Virgo 22 start. That didn't answer this. 23rd of August. Look at that. We are still in Leo. So guess who goes first? Somebody else goes first. Let's remove this text. We are ready. I actually am skipping the coffee right now. That I think is the first time that I had enough coffee for today, and I'm going with something else. So where are you guys? I need to find here. Here you are. I kind of like lost you all for a minute. Until 22nd. So we're in Leo. So Leo goes first. It's still happy birthday, and happy birthday to all of you belated Leos that, you know, you didn't pick up the last readings. I would suggest you do. It is freaking awesome. So we're going to start with Leo. Then we're going to Virgo. No guessing because that one is easy. I guess you all know. So thank you, Kimberly. She is beautiful. Now that I have this camera above the table, I really like before when I had it sideways. It made me think that you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Now it just looks a little bit flat to me, and it's kind of really difficult because my elbow would kick it if it's here. I'll try to fiddle with this and kind of like create maybe a little bit better, and we'll see that. So welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody. So let's then start with Leo first. And before I start, let me just tell you quickly, we are already, I was like wondering yesterday, I went to the Canada Post and like he asked me to pay with debit. So I am putting my card and it says, it basically didn't have a good even rejection, but it was like it didn't go through. That's I think all it said. I tried again, and again it repeated. I'm saying, okay, so what do I do now? I just don't have any cash on me. So then he goes, okay, let's try it again. So this time I'm putting the card in, and that didn't go. And then I'm sliding it in, and that didn't go. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try again just to tap and see what happens. I even have the tap on the phone, so I tried it, and it did go through. So I'm wondering if they're going to charge me 6 times the fee, or they're going to charge me once. We're going to see what to do with this. But it just told me, oh, is it Mercury retrograde? This must be it, right? Because even for me, I went to kind of like drop off some packages at Pearl later, and I drove to Canada Post, and I'm trying to think where is my money, and I left my phone. I left all the stuff in Perlator's office. It's just like, oh my gosh, let's drive back. So that's how Mercury retrograde affects me. So guys, stay tuned, because for me, shadow really affects me quite a bit, and that's maybe because I'm dealing with all of these intuitive arts. But for most people, it's going to be, I believe, from the 9th of is it the 9th or is it 15? Let me just double check so I'm not giving you wrong information. Mercury retrograde. It will make sense that it's 9 because it's 3 weeks prior to it that we still have the, oh, now CNN is also talking about Mercury retrogrades. Well, that's interesting, to say the least. September 9th, I'm correct, to October 1st. So it is 3 weeks before and after. You can still expect it if, I guess, you're a little bit more intuitive. Oh, you're here again. You're here again. I know you want to be, and she's like so forceful when she wants to be petted. She kind of like really pushes her head in me, so it just moves away. So let me just really start with Leo and put a little fluffy sign. What up, Shafi? Are you a mini Leon? You're a mini lion, aren't you? You're mini. You're mini. You're a good girl. Are you a good girl? We're a good girl. We're a good girl. All right, so let's put a stamp. Wow, I can't believe it. We're already 20 minutes in. And my pen doesn't want to work. It's just going to be lots of fun today. Maybe I should be putting in a document just to kind of like be on the safe side. Please, guys, my apologies. I need to just make sure that everything kind of works, because I did create a document that is called timestamps. So let's do this. Weirdly, when I had this document, it was, so let's do it this way. It might be a little bit easier maybe, and it's kind of like 21st century after all, right, as they say. So happy birthdays, Leo, one more time. Thank you for your passage. Thank you for all the heat you're bringing up. So let's see where we go next. So Leo. Let's see what I get here. Leo 4. And we are talking about the transit. So we are talking about the 23rd to 22nd for the transit of Virgo. We are all affected with transit of Virgo. So guys, you need to keep in mind that whenever you're listening to to monthlies, it's always good to check the sign that is currently in the love child of the sun. So for now, like for these few days, it's still a Leo. So this reading is going to affect actually that as well. So you should listen to Leo, but you should also listen to Virgo because we are going there. So let's see. Mars is in Gemini. Lovely. Hi, Kylie. We didn't see you much on the chat line. I'm missing you. So hopefully you come back. Man, like, I mean, she's in Australia and she joins us each and every time. It's freaking awesome. So let's do this. All right, Leo. So what do you have here? You have 8 of earth, you have 4 of fire, and then you have 4 of sky. Or let's translate it to tarot. 4 of pentacles, 8 of pentacles, 4 of wands, and 4 of swords. So there is like something talking about stability, instability. It almost like sounds like a song, like you can hear the Safi. And this is like weird. That's a different sound. That's a sound of looking for a mate. But it is what it is. I guess maybe she needs to talk to Matrix or Onyx in the situation. So giving that 4 and 8 are connected numbers. So 4, I always see it like the basement of the house, like where you have to pour the cement, you have to ensure its stability, you have to ensure everything is like really firm in order to build up. So if that foundation is not done properly, you know, everything crumbles apart. And then 8 shows up, and 8 is like you're making the ground floor, you're making top floors on top of it. So this is that kind of like build up in life. So it's almost like elementary school and then high school or higher. It is weird because it's showing up this way. It's kind of going in this direction. So I'm going to get my Normand. And hello, feed your kitties. I don't know if they're hearing my Steffi girl. I watched on Netflix something, what was it, Hidden Secrets of Cats or Cats something. But it was nothing really new that was relevation in that. You have the book. I'm gonna grab this deck that I used the last time. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my other channel, please do, because I need more subscribers in order to do lives there as well. So that's one point. The second point is like I'll be releasing shamanic things. Shamanic is a bit different over there because it's for everybody. So anybody who logs in is going to get messages. Whoa, that was slippery slope. But look at it. We got Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and it says an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now it is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. So, what do we make out of it? First of all, guys, you do not have any quote-unquote complications. The major arcana didn't show up, which means the stern mistress of the house, the principal of the school, the top boss didn't show up and bread down your neck. This means that this is like entirely up in your own you're back in your own hands. It is like your decision. Hey, madame, do you have something to say about Leos? Is that your shtick? Is that your shtick? But keep in mind the book is 10 over here and this is 1. So we do have a certain turnaround that happens. And I'm willing to go out on the limb and say this is like literally 2-day reading over here on the top. There's like talking about some kind of details, moving into the next stage, and then being exhausted. I don't know, maybe you're involved in some kind of like activity. I don't know, cleaning the house, sorting things out at work, sending resumes, relationship wise, trying to figure something out, if this is going in a certain direction, if this is not going in a certain direction. And then there is like this R&R, need to just disconnect, be on your own, and just basically tell the entire world, okay, I need to be left alone right now. It is just too much. I just cannot handle it, right? The book in Lenormand, it's really weird because it has this, is it called caduceus sign? In pomegranates, and pomegranates talk about prosperity in tarot. It's like, if you really think about it, the pomegranates have these little seeds, but it's basically every single one, it's fruit to itself, even though we kind of like perceive it as the one thing kind of like all together. So it is a very powerful image. Look at how many of them. So the book is like on our path. Is this a window or it's most likely door, because can you see the pillars? I guess it could be a window. I love in particular this kind of pixie deck because it's taking the imagery from tarot, and like we can kind of like draw further conclusions out of it, right? In this particular case, it's very rich in symbolism. This is like, I think, from the Hierophant, if I'm remembering this imagery really well, and this could be the backdrop from High Priestess as well, because she's offering that message from Hermes, and Hermes is messenger of the gods. Hermes is connected with the speed and messaging, and hence Gemini as well, right? This is from the Two of Cups, Caduceus, and it's kind of like a surface over here will be that 10 of Wands kind of a card, right? It is really, really interesting over here because the book in itself is a positive card in Lenormand, and I think it merges really well, and I really think this really summarizes your Virgo transit. Usually the transit of the sign that is right after is not fun one. It's always like, oh, it's over, the party is over, I'm not the star of it. It's a little bit egoistic, but it's truly also, the sun is not on you, all of a sudden you're in the shadow, right? So book talks about books and documents, paperwork, education. It's also talking about esoteric mysteries and knowledge and secrets, but it talks about study and writing. So there is going to be some kind of like a need to maybe look into documentation. But when the Ace of Wands kind of like emerges, it's always talking about something from the past is now coming to the fore, something is now being worked on, and maybe this is kind of like a little bit of that knowledge that is telling us. This is also to me important card, 8 of Pentacles, and this is so lovely. This is Safi, how she would look if she had kittens, and this is a time to teach them what she knows and sort of like survival skills. Hell, like, I mean, animals are so much smarter than humans. I don't know, guys, what do you think? If you ever had a cat or a dog, like, I mean, they almost like come with instructions built in. Like, I don't have to tell Tiger how to babysit kittens, he just does, right? So this is like about transfer of skills, and those skills are now benefiting you, or this new adventure or venture is now fruitful. But at the same time, you need to give yourself a break. Otherwise, you might experience burnout, because here we also have a fire. So as far as the Gypsy cards, I only want to see, I guess maybe even the book to get a little bit more information. Oh, you're doing the big house repairs. So that's pretty much it. House repairs. It's kind of like skill is needed. Something new is going to be born out of it, and you'll be tired. And it's maybe a little bit of unknown in all of it, and it's something that maybe was started in the past, to see how basically that fits over here, right? So we have here misfortune. So this is the Tower card on steroids in Lenormand, and when it's reversed, it's even more so. So this is telling you that if you do not pace yourself, you're going to really push yourself in a really, really deep hole that is going to be really hard to get out. Deep hole people always fear, and it's not fun to be in. But I do have to tell you that deep hole can have its advantages, because in deep hole you spend lots of time thinking. All the fears are coming to the surface. Literally, this is the space where you can get enlightened. This is the space where you can catapult yourself to the next level, right, Safi? You have a dirty eye. And let me see the book. So it's going to be some turbulence here. Maybe somebody is going to interfere with your rest. Maybe you cannot do the rest, and that can cause you to be cranky of some sort. And then you have the sights reversed, and this is sad card book, and literally like flash before my eyes closing the book. The book has a different meaning, like in different decks is either open, and sometimes they call it journal, and sometimes they call it book. And here we have the healing sign, we have the prosperity sign. So there's like a path to it through this book that contains these secrets, as I told you, right? And it's really, really interesting, because this card sights to me shows a woman who is looking at this ship sailing away. She doesn't seem to be too happy. She's holding a letter or a cell phone, if we want to translate to the 21st century. The red rose is down, so it signifies, I don't know, maybe she said goodbye to somebody who means a lot. There is a bench. She's not sitting on. She is leaning on it, right? So she needs some kind of like support, right? It came here reversed, right? So that to me talks about end of a time of waiting for something. So maybe something was close to you, maybe you didn't have access to something, some information, and now this sight is like something is over, right? It is your decision, and maybe this is based on the fact that this also is the card of silence of some sort, and maybe the silence, like, right, the deep hole is just like resonating with you, and you're saying to yourself, maybe you're being blocked out, maybe you're not getting information, and you're just saying, watch out, Safi stuck in the screen with her little toenail. What happened? What happened? What happened here? You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. She's like, she goes on the screen, and then she gets stuck I don't believe in removing cats' nails, but it'll cost me furniture and stuff. So this also means reducing anxiety or even removing it completely. Something that really bothered you, you're making an executive decision saying, you know what, I just don't feel about it. This is not my strong self. This is not how I should be treated. This is not the direction where I really want to go. And so maybe this also could mean that if you're wishing for somebody, that the person is now returning, or that wish has been granted, or the dream comes true. So what is unknown is becoming known, and it's getting a fresh start. So that's kind of like what it goes. But it also can mean, so this is like where there's duality with this, right? And we have all these like two snakes kind of like jumping out, that it could be there's no hope and feelings of love unrequited, or a dream just kind of like has vanished, right? Be careful if you have a denial over situation, if you're not entering situation with the best interest of everybody, including yourself, because you are entering on the 23rd in Virgo transit. In Virgo transit, things need to be organized. Things need to be placed in the proper spot. You need to take care of your health, and that's your physical, and that is your mental health. It's kind of like really addressing the core, and this is like really connecting with Virgo, which kind of like showed up here. It's almost like that notification on computer must do kind of like coming up for you. It's very, very important, right? So maybe, like, I mean, if you're wishing, if some lover is citing for you, maybe this is no answer, no, he or she is not. And not necessarily with anything related to who you are. It's maybe this is denoting somebody who is absent, and they're absent due to turbulence that just have shut down. It doesn't even have to be you. So my dear Leo, please join my other channel. You can see on the main page my Goals Realized Coaching. I would also appreciate if you can, it's a pinned post on top of the chat, if you can just click on it and just give me the answer in the poll. I'm just asking about the readings. If you have any addition or any suggestion to what I offered, because ECAT here said, hey, you didn't put relationship spread and next spreads. That's right, I've forgotten about that. That one is actually very popular. It's on a special for forever, and it does give you like totally great answers for any situation that you have. But you know, I would really appreciate your help, because I think I have too many offers. I'm not even showing quarterly or annual on my pages, and I'm getting lost in all of that, and I can just imagine how this all is for you. So let's go. Happy early birthday, Virgo. I just want to shuffle this a little bit. Good try, Kylie. We can still keep it for the next time. So, but for now, let's see who joined in. Sally's here. Lorna is here. Hello, hello. ECAT, what? Like, we don't have males? What's going on with our guys? Like, they need to kind of come here for a balance. Let me scroll up. Maybe they are here. We did have like 2 or 3. Kelsey, hello. Welcome, welcome. Barbie was here, like, I mean, reporting for work, really, really bright and early. Lynn Westbrook, bonjour, mon ami. My French is getting better. I'm going in a French school right now, so this is lots of things doing. Change the icon, merci beaucoup. Let me do that. So I'm trying to improve my French to the level where I can also deliver a reading in French, and maybe this is how I'm going to study this. So is this doing this again, this heartbeat? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I need to note what time this is, because I want others to see it. 37:40. I need to write this here in my little thing up. 37:40. And it's going to be about the same time that I am doing Virgo over here. Is it still doing it? I need to check. It's still doing it. Oh my goodness. Thank you, entity that is present. We do appreciate you. We do acknowledge you. And with that in mind, we hope that the messages released are going to be something you can also use. So if that's the case, please stop pulsing. And thank you so much. I appreciate your connection. I appreciate you giving me all of these quote unquote special powers. Oh, Chris was here. Okay. Chris probably went back to sleep. Instead of coming here and giving us his little masculine energy. So Leo, no, pardon me. What am I talking? No, Leo. Just a little bit of clearing here. It looks like it stopped, didn't it? It did stop. So Spirit knows we are here connected. It's awesome. So let's go with Virgo. Virgo. This one wanted to come out. Ooh, oh my freaking God, you have the Emperor. And I put the contacts, and I think my oculist didn't prescribe proper contacts because I see far really well. But when it comes to this, I have trouble reading. So, ooh, lots of cards jumped out, and this one jumped out. Is there anything else? He said 2 weeks already. That's kind of how I felt, because yesterday I was talking to Knitting Yogi and I was, oh my goodness, I have a live tomorrow. And I was like thinking it's the next week. But then I said, oh, no, that's right. Look at the date. So Virgo, you have the Emperor. You have Flame, is it called Fire Tom. You have Moon. And you have Sea Kitten. So let me translate. The Emperor. That would be the Knight of Wands. That would be Moon. And that would be the Page of Cups over here. Let's get... I don't know if you're seeing, I'm wearing my Z beads. I found it in my safe from all places. This is one is for prosperity. Kind of like to attract some money coming in. It will be nice, huh? And hopefully everybody gets that, a little bit of that energy now being connected over here. Kylie, 133, 11, and 88 are seeing numbers. Well, 11 and 88 is really interesting, but 331 is telling you that you need to do some internal work. And that's Matrix that you're hearing right now. So you guys are getting the sight. Is that how is it pronounced? Please correct me if it's wrong. I need to get one more thing. There is like some kind of cutting or shedding some hopes and aspirations. So maybe you wanted to go somewhere in some direction. It's nothing bad because you're sitting firm. You are really doing well. The Emperor and the Moon, they're two very different cards if you wish in quality. One is... Okay, so I wanted to shuffle, but you did get the card just flipping for you. So this is a release card that you're getting, and this is release card as well. So again, we are like working kind of like dually for both Leo Sun and Virgo Sun transits, but this is like only smaller part. But anyhow, Virgo, you feel like it's your transit. You're feeling really well about it. So there is like something here that is going on. Let me just get the other pen here. So the Emperor talks about authority, being in charge, communicating yourself, like being heard, being listened. So it's a commanding position. You're the boss, kind of like a thing. Things are working out. You might, with that confidence, attract somebody, especially if you are a female who is interested in males, or if you're a male who is interested in males. That is really, really favorable. But even for the others, it could be somebody. This Knight of Fire is really interesting because Knight of Fire, to me, from all the faces, is the most interesting one. Of course, he's not so much proverbial bad boy. He would be if he is reversed. But like it could be a she also, technically. Now when I'm thinking about it, this is the person who, let's say you're sitting in a Starbucks and you're reading something and somebody's just going to talk to you and you're there to have your quiet time. You don't want to be bothered, right? Mind you, hello, why you're going to Starbucks if you don't want to be bothered. But then, somebody sees right through you. Somebody sees, look at that. That's interesting. Like, I saw this book. It's interesting. So he started talking to you, right? And next thing you know, you're engaged in a fantastic conversation. It feels like, oh my God, people like that exist. And I am looking online or I'm doing this. It kind of like, it gives you this paradigm shift. The person is a great conversationalist. It could be Sagittarius in your life. It could be Aries in your life. It could be Pisces. So keep kind of like be conscientious of those signs as well. But then you kind of like get enamored with this person, and it just like feels like you're being swept off your feet. You're in a kind of like really story, and the person feels the same way. You take this person home, and you wake up in the morning and this person is gone, never to reappear again. So this is almost like, as you can tell, a summer romance also description, where we quickly make friendships and make some connections that are not necessarily lasting, kind of a thing. But you're in control, and so is this one. So this almost like talks to me and telling me that both of you actually want it this way. And instead of feeling bad about it, instead of doubting, which I see is going to be an element of that, it is what it was. This person's role was only that. This is the role of knights. They come in and they come out. They kind of like wake up, they push the button, and then that was their job. They need to go. So it's no need to obsess that something is wrong about you, because that's kind of like how the society train us. I don't know how many of you here are from Canada. We have this big freaking thing exploding. And this is like one anchor, which was really known. She's like 58, I believe. She looks freaking awesome for her age. During the pandemic, she allowed her hair to go gray. And maybe that was not the only reason, but the network dismissed her. And even though maybe it's, as I said, not the only reason, they didn't provide the reasons, but she did hear that her hair was one of the problems. So you can just imagine, it was like Bell Media, mother company out of it. You can just imagine the backlash, or all of us who are going gray, or all of us who kind of like have two cents and saying, well, since when aging is now not a good thing, what is going on? Where the same network had the male anchors who worked until the ripe age of 70 with gray hair and even bowling, and it was like not a problem. So it's a freaking cultural war over here. So cultural war, not so much culture as much as the ageist war. So it is really interesting to read, especially I was reading this morning about a woman who had to really kind of like claw their way through this male society and kind of like really get to that throne that you guys have. So I can see here, guys, you also have full moon. So if the full moon is somewhere, what is it? If the early moon is like early on September, what do they say? September 3rd. So you're talking 14 days after. A full moon will be around 17th, and it would be in Pisces actually. No, let me just check so I can give you that. Full moon, September 2022, and it will be harvest moon is September 9th. Really, on the same day when we experience Mercury retrograde. Oof, that's ominous. That's actually not the best. It's called harvest moon. I'm just making sure this is 2022. Yes, it is. It actually says here it's September 10th over here. It's starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't show if this is EST or what. It's lovely, right? It says, oh yeah, it is Eastern Time Zone in the US. And it's not a super moon, but harvest moon is also very important, and it's basically something ruled by Virgo, and it's full moon in Pisces. So whatever it was started during the new moon in Pisces in March, now it's culminating. You have to think back, dear Virgos, and all of us who will be actually with Virgos, getting sort of like a little bit of those sun rays sent over in our sign. So it's almost like they are the filter. It just goes through Virgo and then it sheds a little bit to the other signs. And the ones that are side kind of like get more darkness, and also the one on the other side, which is Pisces. So the Pisces almost get the total kind of like eclipse of the moon, even though we are seeing this full moon over here. And it's really weird because the moon is like this, the card that talks about jealousy, talks about perceptions, talks about, you know, we are coming to the wrong conclusions, you're very suspicious, kind of a thing. So but there is like also somebody linked to that, like this little page of cups, which could be a younger person, it could be somebody flirting with you, and you're telling yourself, oh, I don't know about that. You actually really maybe after this relationship it's going to be lots of activities. Oh my gosh, guys, you're going to be so freaking powerful, but you're not going to somehow see it yourself. This is the part that is kind of weird, because we're expecting longevity build in every experience, and this is not going to be the case this particular transition. But you're going to still have good and really fruitful experience. I just wish you don't attach emotions to it. You just simply, they are, you're just going to cruise to Alaska, it just, there is, right? You don't have to be awed, oh, you just seen it. That's kind of like what I'm suggesting over here, right? So this is cutting this hope, and that's why it's telling me you are somehow taking things personally, and it's not personal. If you're dealing with somebody who is two-faced, because the moon is literally like me without my contacts. I'm seeing everybody else sees a bench. I see a deer, right? It's kind of like your brain constructs what would somehow make sense. It is something familiar, right? So it's sitting there. It has like something peeking up. Ah, sure, why not a deer, kind of a thing. Even though nothing to do with that. It's a good laugh for everybody. And this is, I think, why you got this card release. It says endings that lead to new beginnings. It's good when it comes up. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. Spiritual transformation. And so is the moon. Moon is the card that if we are coming to the end of our life, we will get this card really frequently, because we are still, especially in the Western society, considering the end as horrible, as painful. We all have been there. We have lost other people. It's really hard on us. But they are transitioning actually in a much better place. Whether or not this is the concept of heaven and hell, which I don't believe in, I am more or less believing in some kind of like energy flow, and simply kind of like removing that soul at 7 grams that they're saying we just lose the moment when we die. If this is the soul, that kind of like would be a little bit more close to me. I don't know if you can see it. We see the crescent moon here, which is really telling me that this entire month is going to be almost like, and actually, when I think about it, yeah, this is the best thing to happen during Virgo transit for all of us, cleaning the house. And that means getting rid of bad relationship, getting rid of the items you don't need, getting rid of people who are bringing their, pardon my language, bullshit into our lives again, and saying, you know what, been there, done that, not my monkey, not my circus, thank you very much, off you go, right? Don't, guys, buy, if you're buying something that is used, be very careful. You're bringing somebody else's energy in your house. I am a big proponent of recycling things, but you need to sage it, you need to clean it, you need to, while we have the sun, expose it. So Virgo, I just wish you a little bit more confident during this transit. It's a big one. You have 2 karma cards, not 2 karma cards, 2 major cards. And this is really important, which means you literally have to go through the emotions. You don't have much choice. And they're like people, maybe fickle people brought to your life who don't have intention to stay. But nonetheless, these experiences are going to be very important for you, because they will cement certain things that should have happened maybe long times ago. So off you go, Virgo. We are going to next, and you guys feel free to throw in your hat in, and the bidding starts for it. So welcome. Oh, Yogi, you posted your hair on the, oh my gosh, she looks amazing, isn't she? Like she has beautiful gray hair, and now she has a little kind of like purple in it, which I think it's amazing. Which is exactly what I said to this woman at what is it, CTV's the TV station. You can Google Lisa LaFlamme. I think she's a Leo. Actually, if I am not so sure. Actually, she looks like a Leo to me. It would be good to check. With that hair of hers, I would definitely guess she's a Leo. And man, like she's really, hello Onyx. This is my boy Onyx. He is like 5.5 months old. He's almost like the size of Safi already. It's just amazing how much kids are growing. So let me see. This is him talking to you. It is like he's making a point of more is coming up, kind of a thing. So let's see. Let's see, mister, what's going on here. So Scorpio, Gemini, cleansing your space. Let me just see here to remove Virgo while we are looking for the next one. Too many cards on the table. Here we go. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Pisces is opposite Virgo. Sparkle in the sun when I'm gray or white. I don't know, like why, like I mean, like even younger women are dyeing their hair, and I thought that even having a green hair or blue hair, like I was thinking dyeing my hair blue. I figured like I'm going to buy a wig first just to see how a wig would look like before I just jump in. But since when is that a bad deal? And how is it that men are dyeing their hair blue and green and like this is okay and they're cool, and it is just weird. Women are still mistreated. Would you agree, girls, that this is still the case? So I have only few hats in. So this is going to be for now, and this is going to be for later. So I'm going to put this one here as well. So let's see. Let's see what we have here. Somebody is texting and texting and texting me. So I'm wondering what's going on here. Ooh. Oh man. That will have to wait. Speaking of gray hair, I have my eyes on a mystery man with long gray hair, cross paths. Oh, there you go. Lots of components from younger women. Yeah, I know. Like it's, to me, it's just amazing. And to me, women, oh my gosh, when I see Renee, what's her name? The actress Renee. She was like in oh my gosh, I cannot remember anything. This is a senior moment here. Bridget Jones' Diary. Renee Zellweger, right? I don't know like what she did to herself. This Hollywood is just horrible on both men and women. Like it just, they don't even look at themselves. And I guess they prefer that Joker look to the age look. It's just weird. I just saw a movie with her and Keanu Reeves, and I just couldn't focus on the movie how much she was just not herself. So, did anybody guess Libra? Scorpio, Gemini, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Scorpio. I don't see Libras there, so the next one will be Libra. So guys, if you're Libras, please raise your hand. Guess who is Libra? Our master moderator, Barbie. So please, a round of applause for Barbie. Thank you, Barbie, for all your hard work. Man, Barbie is amazing. She, I don't know how she does it, but she does it really well and organizing me. And keeping me on track. So this is good. So this is like air sign with air sign. Like to somebody else, people will go, ooh, you know, kind of like this and that. But for me, it's freaking amazing. Just let's go in this direction. Let's get somewhere. So Libra. Libra. What? It didn't show up? I didn't click on it. Oh, there it is. Showed up. Libra. Oh, that's a nice clapping thingy. Barbie, you're getting all these accolades. How many of us are having here gray hair already, like I'm rearing its head? Like I kind of a thing. So I don't know, like I mean, we need to stop feeling bad about being a woman, something that is natural. It's not that I painted my freaking skin, I don't know, like in fluorescent green, and I'm going to become an anchor with that. Well, I can understand somebody having a problem with that, but other than that, ooh, look at that. Libra. There are some misdirections here that are happening. So you have Knight of, what do you call it? Earth King. You have the Chariot. Did they call it the Chariot? Yeah. And you have Earth Kitten. Translation, you have the King of Pentacles reversed, you have the Chariot reversed, and then you have Earth Kitten in a regular position. So these are related. Something is going down, and it's kind of like spiraling down a little bit. This really feels like insecurity. It's a financial insecurity. It's like not knowing what's coming next, maybe feeling a pinch if you wish. But there's like some more money that has to be thrown in a situation because of Chariot demanding it. And it's this feeling like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to finish? Like, what is going on? How to kind of like deal with that? Oh, you're full silver. Good for you. And I think that's basically is going to be it. I also have not long, but longer hair. And I'm even thinking going short because it's just too much maintenance and just don't see the point. But then you guys coming forward, this Earth Key thing is good. It's kind of like mending the difference, if you wish, but let me just give you more. So here you have the King of Swords. This could be a judge, guys. King of Swords has this ability to show up as judge, and Queen of Swords. But Queen of Swords I always see more like in relationships, not so much in, let's say, court system, but it's literally can be a judge. So I want to see, I wanted to see what this guy does, but I want to grab the Lenormand here for you. And you get the sun. But look, you have the sun shining there as well. Lenormand is always upright. I did try to see if I get meanings reversed. It doesn't work that way for me. I'm not sure. I did see that people have the reversed meanings as well, but that's how I do it. So this is something like who is blocking your sun here, or who is maybe passing judgment, if you wish. You have a major arcana over here, which is important, which means it must happen. You wrote that little note in your chart when you were coming here. It's kind of like, you know, that small print that nobody reads. It's just signs, and now it's here. It's like, ugh, why is this happening, kind of a thing. So it's almost like that you're taken down the garden path, and let's now turn it around. Oh, it's misfortune. I hate this card. It's the worst card in this deck, and it's the worst card period from both tarot, all the oracles, etc. So there's like somebody, a bringer of really, really bad news. So let's not beat around the bush. That's kind of like what it is, and that is what is happening, right? So this misfortune is talking about disgrace. It's talking about fall from grace. Which kind of like more or less looks to me, it could be mishap, if you wish. It's something that is very unpredictable and that is like sudden. It's really negative also, unfortunately, right? I don't know if you can see it. Hi, Debbie again. There is a man falling from a burning... Yeah! You see, the man is falling from a burning building, and somebody's trying to tame the fire over here, but not really very successfully, if you wish, right? It's almost like no help from anybody within. Somebody's caught in there. So are you the one being caught there, or somebody is telling you that you don't have options, that you need to go return back to some whatever, or maybe even accept somebody else's opinion because of the Chariot coming here reversed, right? This is a serious problem, guys. Something that maybe in a hurry you just like jumped over, or went somewhere. It has to be dealt with really big times, because King of Pentacles is a promise of money. King of Pentacles is a promise of prosperity, of the guy who is well off, of the partner who is going to fulfill you. When it comes reversed, all of that stuff is like a carrot on the stick. All of that will happen, and then they just like yanked off at the last moment, right? So This card amplifies when it's associated with negative cards, which Chariot reverse is not necessarily negative. It's just like, so just think about who is Chariot. Chariot is being sent by the king. So two of them maybe are cooking this together. It could be like two people you have in your life, and that could be one. This one usually is married, and this one is usually single. And is being sent to the battle. So now he's coming back. Did he win? What is he going to say to his king? Kind of a thing, right? But this is like also the card that, and then we have this ashes over here, which can indicate that battle of some sort that is really happening. Maybe there's something that is like irreparable loss. But the ashes always suggest something new is going to start with a new foundation. If anything is to work, it has to be addressed. It has to be found out, right? So there could be disputes with relatives. That could be no help from colleagues. It is a time of difficulty, guys. So Libra, unfortunately, for part of the transit, you need to expect that. But then you're going to be faced with something. She's looking the thing on the screen. You basically are going to find yourself where people are very different, and I really love this card. To me, generally talks about Aquarius card, because we Aquarians are intrigued with anything that is different, which always gets us in trouble. It's just, you cannot cure stupid. It just always goes in that direction. And there are like little violets here as well. But it's earth, so which is suggesting that there is like something clearly connecting to that period of Virgo. And it is that intrigue. It's also connecting with knowledge. And there is like some kind of study or something that has to be done. It's almost like something being restarted. But fear not, guys. Whatever here looked like it's a disaster going for like total destruction, you're going to recover. You're going to recover with obtaining this knowledge, getting advice, helpful friend, something like that. Somebody is going to come to your rescue, and the sun is shining on you. Sun generally helps anything. The sun cannot remove, negate, only discard, but everything else it can. But it can help this burn down faster, so you can rebuild it. And then you're getting this King of Swords or King of Wind, and it says intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice, just what we are seeing here as well. Remain objective and fair-minded, public speaking, communicate clearly, unemotional relationship, on being emotionally unavailable. It's very similar to what Virgo had, and I guess Libra. I did say in the very beginning of this chat, but every sign should check Virgo, because we are going through Virgo Sun, Virgo transit, and it is like really clearly showing up in your reading as well, just to see the messages you get there as well. So this to me could be a judge. It's somebody who is fair, somebody who is looking at all sides and how anybody could benefit or lose through the process. So he is making things right. He is making things flow. So this is some kind of like promising. So after all, somebody's there fighting for you. But this can also talk about, guys, I don't know, this could be, is it Queen of Swords, Libra? I think the Page of Swords is Aquarius. This could be you, and Queen of Swords could be Gemini. Not so sure really how they're linked, because generally all air signs relate to all of them. So this could be you, that you're like finally feeling righteous. You're getting this information, you're presenting it properly, and the sun is shining for you. So that is kind of like really, really good if you really think about it. But expect something unexpected to start, guys. So voila, Libra. Let's go next. Next, guys, you can feel free to throw in Virgo full moon. It's not Virgo full moon, it's actually Pisces full moon next month. He always makes this Kylie, like full moon is always in the opposite sign, because it's full, but a new moon is in that sign. It's right. That's the difference. And I think the new moon is then coming up any day right now. So that's what happens. The blue moon isn't it the two full moons in 1 month? Is that what the blue moon is? I thought something like that. All right, so guys, I'm getting Aquarius here guesses. I have another Aquarius. I have Gemini. Anybody else? Let's remove what I see over here. Let's remove this one. So we can go Scorpio. All right, I'm opening. We're getting Aries. Nobody guessed Aries, so I think not. So we are going to go Aries. I'm going to take another one here and put it out here. So let me just put the stamp over here. Actually, it's going to even work faster, so I don't have to fix them all up each time I put them. Oh my gosh, we're already on 1 hour. I need to. I hope you have times, guys, and you brought your coffee and everything to kind of wait for all of this, because these are always longer when you're dealing with this. So Aries, 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 Aries. Oh, we have Aries rising. Oh, you're double fire, Kylie. Ooh. Aries rising. Honestly, I love when my sign goes through Mars transit. I just feel like I'm top of the horse with a freaking weapon, and I am unstoppable kind of a thing. It's just amazing how this really works. This one wanted to come out, and we are talking about the Knight or Fire Tome or Knight of Wands reversed. Oops. Then we have consequences. That will be justice. And this one, we have the Sun. So Aries, good. Do we have any Aries in the house? Yes, we do have one there. Then we have sitting with my former feral kitty, getting cuddles. Oh. Then we have Six of Pentacles. And that's different. I don't remember ever kind of meditating on this card. It says the good you do comes back to you. An unexpected inflow of abundance. Borrowing wisely or paying off a debt. Sharing your wealth with others less fortunate. But look, she's in a chair with money, and I'm just trying to see, look at people have brought cups and hands, pulling it out. She's more than willing to share her happiness. This is actually really touching me, because I would judge, I don't know about you, that this person needs special help, and the destiny rendered them into this situation in the first place. And yet she did find this inner strength and inner light to be able to actually radiate it out. So it's actually really lovely. It connects with the Sun really nicely. I guess also having two major arcanas. Big month looks like already, like you did card 2. And we are having here the Book and the Lady. So the Lady is not supposed to show all your secrets. That's kind of like a clear message. And that's what we get here. Be careful which thread you pull. You're going to find yourself all tangled up. The Fire Tome, as I said, and I keep forgetting to say at the end of each reading, asking people to please click on the top of the screen where I ask for that poll. Just spend 2 seconds of your time to tell me which readings I should keep, which readings I should go. So thank you kindly for that. And also don't forget to check Virgo reading, as that is the message to every sign for this particular transit. So the Fire Tome or the Knight of Wands, and I described, I don't know who it was it Virgo actually itself? It's that intricate person who In this case, he is reversed. In this case, it could be a master bullshitter, somebody who is presenting themselves as worldly. Oh, I speak 5 languages, and they can only say good day in it, right? So you're just wondering if this person is really that limited and they say something stupid like that, or this person is trying to pull wool over your head, like, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. That's where I, as an air sign, go to when I notice something. It just like makes me kind of like cringe or recoil in situation like that. And maybe it's somebody with whom you're wondering how, um, you're wondering maybe that if you get entangled with this person, um, it's not going to go well. So there's like something coming to your life, some information that is not correct. And then there is like something that is coming through that legally has to be resolved. Or it could be universal justice, but it's upright, so it's good for you, right? So this is like Libra, and this is the sun over here. And since my brother is Aries, I'm wondering if that sun represents his wife, who is a Leo, of some sort, right? Which could be like some kind of highlight. But there is like also, guys, if you're female, this is clearly showing that she's looking at this book. She kind of like wants to find certain answer, but given that this is a general reading, could be he as well if you are male Libra looking at it, right? It is talking, it's a big lesson about sharing. No matter how you feel that you are the wronged, because there is like something coming to me as being wronged in a situation, why else the consequences would come through, right? Is it consequences? Yeah, go ahead and spell consequences and let's see without checking it. It's one of those tougher words. And now like conjugation in French, are like, oh my gosh, the word is finir, so why is it nous finissons? Just like it's the sausage of the word, right? Everywhere. So it is something about health here as well. So health and money, and a person who is interfering from the outside, who is not necessarily giving you right, who you think you know how they'll react, but they're going to pull the rug under your feet. Again, majors are saying, two majors nonetheless, you can see the patterns already in the reading, are telling me that we are going through the process of some sort. The sun is very important that is coming through, because it's again, who is in your circle, as you can see here, who is not, who is seducing you to kind of like become the part of your circle, and who is always going to be an outsider. And there is like, I mean, God is here. So what kind of God do you worship? There are like a lots of questions being posed to simply ask yourself for your motivation and for your direction. And it's giving you clear answer. I just want to check these two guys and to see. I didn't put the icon for Aries. Oh, I'm so sorry, my fluffy Aries. At least a little bit that we have it here, because you have this like big fluffy icon here. A chair or a throne, can see it. This is a chair. This is an invalid chair. It has the wheels. Can't you see it? And has the stuff where she puts her feet. It's kind of like, what is this called? You can Google it. It's called Angel Wisdom Tarot Deck, and then you can Google 6 of Pentacles in that, and you can see the wheel of her chair is one big coin that shows a horse on it. To me, the horse almost like signifies horsepower in a situation. So that is lovely. I actually didn't even check their interpretation in the book, but this is clearly kind of like what is advised how to do it. So let me see. And you're getting 2 cards reversed. One is sweetheart and one is falseness. But this is reversed, so some kind of falseness is becoming true. And so that to me clearly connects with this one. Why did I have to pick up the cat for it? It's beyond my comprehension. It is maybe something that you guys rendered. Maybe you have placed, positioned. Aries is really strategist. Position a lie that is now exploding in your face, and this could be you as well, now that is really showing up as well, right? But as I said, maybe something is getting exposed, right? Because this is kind of like coming to the fore. When it's reversed, is actually less in this particular case. It indicates the period of falsehood. The truth is coming out. It's almost the same configuration. I'm seeing that something is coming out. Deceptions are uncovered, and this can talk about some insincere behaviors are being judged right now. There is possibly gossip and slander, but all of that is going to cease to be a factor. You're getting the sun over here after all. Maybe that was like something that you've been going through. Maybe that was like betrayals or extramarital affairs or infidelity. It could be something connecting to work as well, because after all, this is a knight, and knights connect to chariot. Chariot is the boss of all knights, kind of like that's the hierarchy that goes there. It can also talk about loss of a family and a friend here as well. It's important. So somebody who is in a situation that you think he doesn't have a power, basically now yields a really huge power. So this is really important. This is like really minor arcana, but it's sending a really, really big message. So be charitable, be kind to other people, and selfishness is going to explode in your face because something is connecting to it. Something that maybe you think you know well, but it's really something that can derail you, and it's really important to kind of like really think in those directions. So I think I did put the icon, did I not? Like a little bit late, but at least I did come to the party, if if you wish that way. So let's see who is next over here. Who is next? And I'm going to remove the icon in order just to put the next one later. So who is next? I'm going to start with putting the icon. Not my reading. My sister is Aries. Know what this is about. Haha. Anything resonates, Kylie? It's really interesting. I guess you see, this is like you as a family member. What do you call it? Cross watchers. You basically know somebody who is Aries or interested. That's kind of like what shows up. So let's see who is next. Do we have any guesses? Oh, that's right, I cannot open it while you guys start guessing. Come on, give me something. Somebody needs to get something. Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio. Oh, that's it. Four hats. Just it. Four hats. Okay. I know you're a little bit behind me. Oh, okay, you're still running because we did have Virgo. So, suspense. So this one we will do it next. And I'm going to put this. Oh, it's 1:11 here, Barbie. You're 2 hours behind me, but look at how many ones do we have. So we have Gemini. So are you going to be a big win? We have a Leo. You're still running. What are the chances that I got two of them together? So we're going to do this one next. This is exciting. It almost like feels like now the prize is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this one is Scorpio. Anybody guess Scorpio? Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome to my live. And you're going to get one card reading because you guessed which sign is coming next. So, everybody, please welcome Kimberly if you haven't already. And you are getting here. You're getting Two of Pentacles. But this deck is very different. And what do we see here? We are seeing a station. Is it a train station or some station? She's looking at the signs over here. Like the signs are showing all directions. He's possibly waiting, a little bit nervous, holding the arm on the hip. It's usually the sign of nervousness in my book. So Two of Pentacles talks about being at a fork of some sort. There could be different options. And this is not necessarily you need to take this path versus that path. It's more or less talking about juggling issues and needing to kind of like put everything together. It also can talk, if your question is about somebody in your life, that somebody might be juggling you. So it's going to be lots of people, lots of issues, lots of noise that you really need to kind of like pay attention to. Ultimately, you will choose whatever you want to choose, but this is one of those cards that just tells you you are there and you just have to go through it, but just kind of like buckle up. This is what's happening. It's maybe just reconfirming things that need to happen. So hopefully this helps, even though it didn't give you a clear path, but after all, it's only one card. For more, please contact me. So let's put the Scorpio icon first so I don't forget the little kind of like sting over here. So that's a Scorpio, and let me put that in my document 12330. So it is here. And what happened here? And let's do it. Let's do it. Scorpio. Scorpio. You got 4 cards reversed. I don't know. It's just not feeling right. It just looks like it's too much of bundle kind of coming through. I like it. If it was 2 or 3 or anyway, you're getting reversals. You're getting it's called the wheel. So it's the Wheel of Fortune. You got the same cards. You cannot really make this one up. Your other sister Scorpio, no such thing as coincidence. So I should have noted the cards, but like these were there as well, and we are getting reversal, this time major. Hello, Onyx. Hello, Mr. Onyx. Who is your big boy? Who is your big boy? Who is your pretty kitty? A black cat coming to Scorpio reading, and Safi coming to Leo. You cannot make this one up, right? You just can't. And this one is so cuddly. He needs to sleep on my neck from all places, which maybe it's okay now. I don't know how it's going to be when he gets bigger. And he purrs, kind of like pacifying you so much. So, Scorpio. Oh, look at that. Kimberly. And we have King of Pentacles. It says compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity, the Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, a supportive partner and spouse, a good person to work for. It's very interesting, but Scorpio is like one sign that just thrives on challenge. It's not, you cannot even say love challenge. Oh, you're coming too, and this is Jasper. See, she got rid of her color. I don't know where it is. I searched the house. I cannot find it. It's going to turn up somewhere. Hi. Hi. Hi, madame. Yes, where is the Smarty Pants girl? You are. You're a pretty girl. You're a pretty girl. She's smaller than he is, lighter. But it looks like she's a little smarter. She's independent girl. Then we have the stork. That can indicate some renovations, some reparations, maybe a move of some sort, Scorpio. You know, this lady that we saw it in the wheelchair in the last sign, and this is now, I think, what's her name? Jasper communicating to you. She's just typing a whole bunch of stuff. You'll see it shortly when she releases the key, because it's still going on, making a fine point on it. Right, madame? Huh? Right, madame? What did you do? Huh? Oh, here, I'm going to I'm going to submit what she just typed. Oh, doesn't want to even submit it. Why? Oh, because it's 500 characters over. So let me just remove the dots that were in the very end, and let's see if this will go. Well, this is the message from Jasper. I know it's coded from a different universe, but it is what it is. And I will take a gypsy card to clarify the Wheel of Fortune. So when Wheel of Fortune reverses, it's very cyclical, right? We kind of like fall in a hole, then we are trying to get up and see the light, and we're on the top of our game, and then where do you go from the top? You go down. Just like from the bottom, you just can go up, right? So that's kind of like how it works. So you're like literally right now starting a new cycle and redoing yourself, and that's literally the purpose of somebody choosing Scorpio to be their sign. It's that renewal, that like thriving on it, because it's not liking, it's almost like I have to do it. And you know, like that story about frog and Scorpio, Aesop fables, kind of like I cannot help myself, I'm Scorpio, kind of a thing. That's why I did sting you. Yeah, we are both going to die, but I just cannot help myself. And that's kind of like what I see here. It's almost like in order to feel, to be able to have these depths of emotion and heights of emotion, they're always expanding both ends. They're always asking for more, and they're always willing to suffer really badly, because either way it's expanding them. And I see this Three of Swords. To me, this is always card of suffering, and something just went tits up for them. Scorpio, maybe you're even moving out of your relationship, maybe you're moving out of house. This is simply talking about the sharing some property. That lady in a wheelchair that we just had in a previous one, this is this card in this deck. We are seeing, you know, the stray cats being invited by somebody who is willing to share his food, and even inviting the entire family, and even getting kisses over here. So it's kind of like somebody who is in need, who gets really treatment that maybe they never received in their life. And it's kind of like sadness, like we don't experience happiness for helping them in that moment, but we sort of like have this bittersweet moment, asking how could anybody be that mistreated, how could anybody have something like that in their life, right? So that's that occurrence. Or it could be that somebody else is coming to you and simply giving you that soft place to fall, which I think I'm more inclined to believe that because of this King of Pentacles showing up. If you're a female, this could be a gentleman who is well off, who maybe has his own business, as they call it, the Midas touch. It's clearly good explanation. He's sitting on a gold throne, has this like big gold coin, and it is somebody who is generally working hard and playing hard, who is understanding the value of hard work and of a dollar, right? But there is like this compassion here coming through. There is somebody now for whom it's no more challenge making money, but they're not just drawing out all the money they have earned, but they're kind of like sharing it really discreetly in how it has to be done. So somebody maybe who can help you. So how is this connecting? Are you moving toward this person? Are you moving in with this person? Are you moving out from this person? But it's also talking about repair, if you wish. It could be somebody who is a long distance as well, right? But if you can see it, this was taken from the 10 of Cups from the regular tarot. So it's kind of like path toward that like rainbow and happiness toward the end. So you're going to have the lows and the highs in the same month, in the same transition. Virgo transition is good for you. Virgo transition helps you organize and sort out your emotions. Virgo transition helps you attract a partner who is maybe not the partner of your dreams, you know, but it's partner who you need. Is that Rolling Stones? You're going to get what you want, but you're going to get what you need. And what you need is going to turn out that this is what you want. There is like a lack of loyalty of some sort. You're getting this card, faithfulness, connecting to your wheel of fortune heart. Wheel of fortune heart. So it's something connecting to heart. Clearly my Freudian slip showed up over here, right? So you may be feeling let down, right? You may be feeling that somebody who made promises to you just let you. This is like really bad heartache, which is caused by words, which is caused by actions, more words than anything else. somebody who denies you who you truly are of some sort, right? Um, it's infidelity, it could be also disloyalty, it could be betrayal, or that you feel you cannot trust this person anymore, right? Somebody who is just kind of like ignoring you on the most kind of like significant level, right? So that maybe together can talk about a change in the relationship for the worse, if you wish. But there is also a potential if someone is taking an ethical action, if this is maybe you who's doing something unethical because somebody hurt you, somebody wronged you, so you're just thinking them without even thinking, they say revenge is best served cold. So if you don't show to people that you're irritated, if you don't show to people that they are hurting you, then you have the right, then you have the space to patch all these holes that they have created in your kind of psyche and create better barriers, and that would mean rendering your truth in a more effective way. You're going to have somebody who probably is going to render the same advice to you, and he's going to give you a hand and pull you out from, I don't know, some hole, some despair, something like it. I don't know what's going on, so we'll see. Well, it could be Pisces next if Jasper was here. These two of them are Pisces. So it's going to be fun with them, not ever knowing what to expect from the kitties. So what is next, guys? Throw in your towel and let's see what you say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to be a break after this one. So let's go with this one first, and congratulations to Kimberly. And let's go next. Waiting for your entries, guys. I'm going to pull it out. I'm not going to pull it out. I want to get it released when you all guys get it, so that way we all get the information at the same time. Kylie is sticking to Aquarius. Cancer. I have the 2 kittens sleeping here on the window shelf. Aquarius, Cancer, nothing else, no more things. I know I need to wait a little bit. I'm going to take all the entries. And we are getting Sagittarius next. Sagittarius. Going to see when it's going to show up on the screen. But, Barbie, that was a smart guess. That's what I would guess. So, Creative Guru, you're kind of close. You're on the same axis, but close but not cigar. So, let me just put this here. So, this would be, I have to remove the Scorpio. And I have to put Sagittarius. So, and let's put a stamp over here. So I have it for the future. This is actually great when it's in a Word document. I can just post it right after. It's amazing. So, Saggies, let's see what is in the store for you. Am I in the wrong space? I am in the wrong space. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I don't think that we did have anybody guessing, so I can continue. Sagittarius. I'm getting three coming out. So you're getting 7 of Earth, Earth Queen, and the Empress. So it's strong Earth connection. So to me, this is really talking about that entry into Virgo and kind of like feeling the element. And this is sort of like Earth going onto air because it's Venus related, and Venus represents both elements here. By the way, did anybody watch Cosmic Love? I love that show. I generally have no patience whatsoever for Bachelorette. This is just disgusting, and it's just pandering to the lowest possible impulses. Even there was a little bit of kind of like fooling around that kind of like I feel it's inappropriate, especially if your parents will be watching. It was not much of it, or they cut it out. It was the show that is linking people according to their astrological configuration. And I'm not going to give much out because if you didn't watch it, it might be really interesting. But I binged the show last weekend and I loved it. So Actually, I could use a coffee right now. It's 1:30 here already, but I'm not going to go and cook it right now. So let's see what else we have in terms of Lenormand for you, Sagis. I'm getting also two. Getting the whip and a dog. Oh, don't explode in somebody who is actually loyal to you. And that could be the problem. And I think that's kind of connecting here. Sagittarius is not the most patient sign. That's why this a little bit surprised me that we are seeing Seven of Pentacles. It's clearly waiting for something that is rightfully yours, something that maybe you made several attempts to get to do prior to it, but this is always well rewarded thing. Maybe you're going to change your strategy, sit on the other side, but the focus is there, and focus is very important, which is entitling you to actually finally sit and rest in this chair. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is feeling comfortable in a situation where she is at, just like these two guys, like she's the closest one to the Empress actually, right? She and the Queen of Swords are the ones that are closest friends to the Empress, right? But as you can see, they are looking into different directions. She's smelling the lavender, something from the past, maybe assessing the path that led her all the way there to sit in the special chair. But this is kind of like the future, and almost like it feels a little bit disconnected. So let me see. We have the Eight of Wind or Eight of Swords, and look at how it is rendered over here. So she is not tied up in this particular deck, and she is removing her blindfold. She also opened the gate where she was quote unquote imprisoned, but look at what a gorgeous gate this is. It even has the wings, like some kind of like symbolism, and the face, as this is possibly the angel Gabriel over showing up. It's the arch that is beautiful and strong, like basically enshrined with this roses most likely. And it says the illusion of entrapment, a lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless, being afraid to take action, take responsibility for your life now. This is to me significant that I see the sword, because she would just run into the barrier if she doesn't remove the blindfold. There's like something that you must see. So that to me would explain this barrier that I have intuitively felt here as well. And then the whip and the dog. Mind you, this can also be very basic message saying you have a boyfriend or a friend who is going to grab you to take you to the gym. Something like that, right? Because the whip can indicate physical, something physical, such as you know, paying attention to health, because you're getting those elements here that I'm seeing here. So also to me, 8 relates to Virgo as well. I think Virgo is 6 sign. Yeah, it will be 6 to Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So it is 6 sign. So I don't know why I'm feeling the 8s are connecting, because this one is also connecting to Virgo for me as well. So you guys make sure that you check Virgo transition reading, because it's going to really be applicable here for you as well. So it could be a little bit of jealousy. I really have to tell you here, I'm picking this up as well. That could be happening, that you're kind of like saying, you dog. I don't know why this came through, but it did come through, right? Because there are like several layers. So kind of like thinking about it, it's a very positive card. It's devotion, it's a friend, it's affection. So you can talk about a friendship or a lover. But ultimately there is a question of loyalty, right? And fidelity. It can be also about playfulness, if you wish. It's a companionship card, right? That's why it represents those who are really close to you, but it also represents pets, and not just dogs here as indicated in the card, right? So indication here is like that, you know, somebody who you maybe don't even expect is maybe angering you to kind of like take a certain position, and it's kind of like wait and see kind of a thing. You do feel very empowered to be where you are, or maybe even entitled. So you're not, I feel, listening to this advice. And because of not listening, because you're pushed, this is major arcana, you're pushed in certain situation. I will really admit that I do not think you're ready to go in that situation, because I do feel this barrier. I do feel the wall. You can remove this barrier. You can jump over this wall by seeing things clearly, by interpreting them in a way that the neutral person would see them. You're somehow really engaged. There is a choleric situation where you feel like hot and bothered for being in the situation, so be very careful how you really think about it. But this is talking about somebody who really gets to you. So it's a deep connection or friendship or a soulmate kind of a thing. It's a feeling of belonging of some sort. But that person maybe is very much like you or unlike you, and it cannot give you this independent kind of like a thing, right? There's going to be something around the 8th of September, between the 3rd and 8th September, that week, that is going to be really crucial for you. I think this is when this Virgo sun is going to hit you. So the Virgo sun is not that great for you. It can create a lot. It's to you the ultimate somebody wants to constrain me. Sagittarius is like free loving, breaking all of these what do you call it, cords and connections, and it needs to explore. This is the job of Sagittarius being here. But you feel grounded, you feel constrained, you feel like that you have to feel that you are blocked somewhere, and maybe you're doing this for your work, and it's going to feel that you have shackles on. It's going to really enrage you at some point. Maybe you cannot express it outwardly, but boy, you will feel that you want to tell everybody off. And then you're entering this new phase, which is telling you, hey, you know what? You need to take care of yourself. It's not so much important that you neglect yourself. You need pedicure, you need manicure, you need a new hairdo, do you need a massage? And that's Empress here. It's kind of connection with your children, connection with your family, connection with your friends, but also do it for the right reasons. You can have friends who are the worst people in the world, and just their honesty, that they are willing to be honest with you, it's actually a special connection, as long as they are not harming you in any way, shape or form. So it's going to be something really interesting. And let me see, I just actually really want to see this card connected in a gypsy card. And where is Barbie, guys, to announce we are going to go into the doors segment next. And we have young woman here reversed. I wonder if this is some kind of competition, or it's a daughter of some sort, or something is that you are not seeing or not knowing that it might come to the fore. So that is what is going to be very prevalent. You need to see things as they are. Ask people to tell you brutal truth and nothing but the truth, and it's going to help you get to this place much, much, much sooner than later. So Sagittarius, be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, and that is very important. Oh, she did announce it. Oh, thank you, Barbie. Thank you, Knitting Yogi. Appreciate this. I know this is being long, but monthlies are long, so you can find out what's up. So guys, I'm going to shut this out now. So I'll shuffle the cards, I'll shuffle the deck, and we are going into the yes or no answers. Think of the question that you want to have answered, and we are going to get to see. I'm going to just put here the stamp and shuffle the cards. Doors, one, yes. Did that, and let me shuffle the cards while you're thinking about your wish. And it's a yes or no. So the door number 1, I pulled. Did something come out? Oh, a whole bunch of cards. I'm putting that back. Let's go for the door number 2. What do we get? This one wanted to come out. And door number 3. Okay. I didn't see any of them. For me, I'm going to pick the door number 1. My question is more or less about some decisions, and should I just go in those decisions? Should I just go alone with what I feel I have to go? And let's see what you guys picked. Questioning number 3, number 1, Barbara as well, 1 like me. Let's start now, and I'm going to pull before I do that. This one for the next, so you can guess this one as well. So the door number 1, drum roll, is the Tower. Something has to be torn apart. Something is going to be sudden. Things will be coming from all the places, all the sides. And the answer is no. The answer is like joint effort is basically something that is really worked out here. Certain things need to be rebuilt. Tiger! Tiger! You want a treat? You want a treat? Let's do a treat. Treat. Ooh, treat. Good job. No? Oh, he's feeling well. He's rejecting chicken. He's rejecting treats today. Okay. Go and check it. So sorry guys, something is brewing that is bringing some kind of storm here. So this is not even the best timing because it's a major arcana. Number 2. Who picked number 2? So we have again 2 of Pentacles. This is neither yes, neither no. 2 of Pentacles is really talking about lots of things are taking place at the same time, and it's really not definite where they're going to sit in order for us to get the definite answer. But this is still kind of like game is on, if you wish. Barbara B, yikes. It's good if you kind of like need collaboration of some sort and help you rebuild. So that's at least some answer that we get here. And the door number 3, it's reversed 6 of Pentacles, and check him out. He's burning himself with a master cigarette. And this is a no, because somebody's expecting you to give instead of giving. Here I feel that the questions, guys, that you had for number 3, please correct me if you're wrong. It was something about getting, but it's really instead would just burn you down, and you'll just give and give, because just think about what 6 of Pentacles is. It's give and take, right? So you're in a relationship, for example, that you need give and take, and you give and give and give, another person take and take and take. This is a wrong understanding of give and take. It's not supposed to be that one does one, another one other. It's supposed to be two-way street, continuously circulating, just like a blood in the body. When it's only circulating in one direction, you die. So kind of like this is something toxic if you really think about it, and be very careful about progress in that. So okay, there is somebody who had a good answer or maybe status quo. So all of us got a little bit kind of like hit on our paw, and so it's a monthly after all, so it's good to get big answers. Okay guys, we are moving on. We are going into the next. So what are the guesses? We're still having a few guesses. I think we're still going into 3 guesses, and then we are going to okay, everybody's saying ouch. I didn't usually get we don't usually get all 3 kind of like with big stern warning things. This time we did. So we have Aquarius, we have Capricorn. Okay guys, keep on going, keep on going. Reality check. I know it is not everything is going to go your way, just I imagine, but at least you guys didn't get a tower as I did. Cancer. So let's see. Oh, I need to get one for the next. Going to be the next one here, so you know which one I'm doing. So we are having Pisces, and both of my Pisces are here sleeping. doing nothing, but you still have a moment until I pull their sign over here. And when I do it, I'm calling it off. So, over here. And nobody did it, so let me just put the stamp here for a second. And it's going to be on my clock 1:52 already. This is how long we are together today. 1:52:52. Talking about that. It's going to probably be different on your clocks, and why none of that wrote in, it's beyond my comprehension, but it's okay. Let's go. Pisces. This one wants to come out, and it's the sun on all the cards. This one wants to come out. You're having the King of Pentacles. And this one here wants to come out. And I'm talking Ace of Pentacles. So far, so good. Some good news coming forward for your Pisces. You know, oof, the world, oh my gosh, it cannot be better. It really cannot be better. So I don't even think I need gypsy cards here for this, unless Lenormand gives us some. How can anybody get so great? So everything here, and you're getting the Rider. Okay, so absolutely every card is these are sort of like, these are all new beginnings, if you wish. And new beginnings now, going the next phase of your life, feeling content where you are, feeling that you have defined your hierarchy in your life, who are CEOs in your life, who you pay attention to, who is sort of like from time to time, who is like a medicine, as they call it. You take them in a very, very small dosages, right? And who is absolutely not allowed in your kingdom. You're really feeling in charge in the upcoming period. And that's possibly because this is the opposite with Virgo, right? So you, with your sign, you have a full moon in Virgo on the 9th. So that's a harvest moon, as we noticed in Virgo reading. It's very important for you to Pisces to also check Virgo reading, because you're going under their sun. In their sun, you're in the shadow. And what happens in the shadow? Shadow can be complete oversight or suppression or darkness, but in your case, you do get the sun. You do feel you're still getting the energy coming through, getting things done, feeling, especially career-wise, you're establishing yourself, reaching the top, maybe getting a promotion of some sort. So that's why it goes from Earth King to, so for King of Pentacles to Ace of Pentacles, not the other way around. Other way around, so you're a little bit too ambitious, you want too much too soon. This is not kind of like Rome was not built in a day, but you're getting from the very top to the bottom. So it can indicate change of some sort, starting over, but you already have been accomplished, so which means building up on something, right? So here is this new direction. So this is 19, 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1, and Rider is 1 that is really showing up, but it's also showing as a Knight of Cups here. So that means this 9-10 situation in tarot we always have as a completion of some sort, and then moving forward. The World is 3, it's 21, but the World is ultimately the last major arcana. After the World we have Fool. So it's almost the same situation, just on a much bigger scale, because it means, okay, you know what, you pass this kind of grade, you're ready to move forward. Like, I mean, I'm satisfied. And it says a brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment and spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want and be proud of yourself. So you are like really, you're really on your best going forward. You are really feeling that things are going your way. But you're feeling like, I can tell you a little bit of caveat in this, that you might get blindsided if something happens, because you're trusting in your abilities so much that you're really not paying attention to shadows. But having said that, for this transition of Virgo, there are not going to be many shadows. This could be really the card that refers to these few days that we still have a Leo transition, and for these 2 days you can do no wrong. You can do whatever you want. This more or less, and I think this is connecting to this kind of like seeding period for you. You can still do stuff. You can still kind of like explore different directions. But then you're getting into that harvest mode with that harvest moon, with this Virgo transit, where you're feeling accomplished, you're feeling that things are really moving in good direction. So this can be also appearance of a partner who is really well off, who is self-employed or in banking or in some kind of business connecting with um, real estate or jewelry, winery, something that has to do with earth itself, kind of a thing, right? Or luxury, because that's what the pentacles are all about. And look at this. Is this an oak? I cannot see any of these leaves, but I would guess this must be an oak, being that big and something that has been going on for such a long time. And it's kind of interesting that I usually squeeze mushrooms in all of these pentacles, because mushrooms are showing, mushrooms are going in the shadow. That's why I warned you a little bit. Didn't want to be negative, but hey, a little bit. And you also, there's a big Saturn showing, and Saturn is rewarding people who did well and who amounted to a high position with stepping on the others. Saturn punishes, and that's kind of like, if you're climbing to the top, you're already there, and if you did something wrong, you better clean everything, you better come through, you better speak and make sure that things are being assessed, otherwise it can all crumble down. Not for the transition of Virgo, but it might do that later. So the next one we pulled out here, guys, put in your guesses here so we can move to the next one. And here, the roll, by the way, is really good one to get. It's kind of like the best card in the deck for wish coming through and sort of things like that. So the next one is, let's see what you say. I'm seeing here Gemini, I'm seeing here Virgo. Virgo already was there, Kylie, first, right? So don't waste your guess. Gemini, Cancer. I don't even have this in front of me, but we still have like quite a bit. 2, 4, 6, 7. So we have 5 left. There we go. Barbie's helping as well. Taurus, the bull in this mix. Kylie, yeah, I know. Come on, we're going to Virgo transit. We're going to wait for you. I'm going to open it because you're behind me anyway. And who gets Gemini? Barbie. Barbie. So let's do Barbie, and let's see if anybody else opens up until I see it on my screen that I opened. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Cut off under Barbara Lee. And it's going to be Barbie. Barbie, let's get a card for you. Barbie, what messages needs to be delivered to Barbie right now? What messages? Yay! And look at this. You are getting these 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is success. 4 of Wands is celebration. 4 of Wands is like, you know that you were heading there. Other people didn't believe it, but you are there. And now you're just feeling, okay, let me, like usually traditional rendition of this card is showing these people dancing with all of the decoration, like a wedding of some sort, the promise of a new life, which is happening now in the 4 level, not in the 10 level, which would be like the build-up of this big success. But this is this first major milestone that is kind of like carrying the promise, you know what, now you can carry on all the way. It's almost like you're getting somebody giving you, yeah, you're getting it, kind of a thing. So this is really, really good sign. So congratulations of a really, really good message. Well, thank you, Kylie, for joining us. I know this is longer. You must be like exhausted. Love you, and we will see you on a chat line. So Gemini, let me put your sign here. Good night, Kylie. Gemini is here. And let's go back and put the thingy here. So Gemini. Oh, we are 2 hours something. 2 hours. Okay, Gemini, let's start. I'm going to pull the next one. You guys have less competition with Kylie leaving for the... Oh, I've got two, so let me just pick this one for the next. Gemini. So Gemini, don't forget to check Virgo reading because we are going through Virgo transit. If you're listening this on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, or even 23rd, we are still going through Leo transit, so even Leo has to be looked upon. So you're getting Two of Earth. You're getting Sex Kitten. No, it's Sky Kitten. That's kind of like how badly I cannot see the text with these contacts. I have to guess it, and when I'm reading, like I can just have to look at the card instead of doing this. And oh, you got two over here, and this is the sun. Boy's sun comes frequently, and here it is like burning yourself on the fire, which is the 10 of fire. So let me translate this. Two of Pentacles, it will be a Page of Swords, and the sun, and then we have the 10 of Wands over here. So it's really interesting. This is coming as in the fire here as well, and I feel this is really interesting for Gemini because this is you. This is this communication. This is this enthusiasm, trying to find new things, finding new friends, finding new collaborators if you wish. There is something here that it feels like the balance has to be achieved. So that means something is out of balance. But let's get everything to see. Let's just see everything. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that is you. If you're female, if you're male, then there's like somebody. It's still a person because actually maybe I should get both to really understand. And you're getting the sun here as well. It's a person who creates sunshine in your life, or a person who is born in Leo or has very prominent planets in Leo, or sun really prominently placed in the first, or not in the first, that means they're Leo, in the 5th or the 7th house. So there's a really visible houses. Woo! And look at that, you have the 3 of Cups over here. And even though this is a water, to me this is like, and we have the crescent moon here coming up. It says news worth celebrating, joyful announcement like engagements, wedding, pregnancy, and that could be a wedding too. It's to me a marriage card, and this is the marriage card. Pregnancy, graduations, a time for gratitude, close communities or chosen families. So you have a plan that has been wobbly for a while or hasn't been coming through. So then it looks like you're going to speak your truth of a sort, and it's going to pay off. It's going to really work really well. Even though this card is not the best card, you are getting the sun card, and sun is almost like minimizing everything, right? It's almost like you're coming to a town meeting and you're hearing this person on the stage talking, and they have a microphone and they're strong and they're being listened to, they're being followed, and then it's chatter in the back row, right? Somebody blah, blah, whatever, right? So somebody kind of like creating some noise to scare somebody. They will not succeed. That kind of like setup has been done for a reason, and people are placed in their position for a reason. So somebody will try to take you off the path, and you need to be very careful. So it could be a secret that is coming out like to the fore, for example. So this is that disturbance here that is really happening. I'm going to clarify this here. Let me just get this as well so I can get here. And we are having here, and why is this my Cortana opening? We are having here melancholy reversed. It's going to be some kind of news, because if you can see this card, all of these cats were sitting around this cauldron in the night situation, and it started to kind of like burst out and create fire kind of like jumping out, right? Which clearly it could be hurtful of some sort. So maybe the decision that you have made put somebody else on defensive or alert, if you wish, and they're maybe just having a knee-jerk reaction here, if you wish, as this card would show. um, Looks, most people here are happy for you, are celebrating with you, are enjoying you, the place in the sun. They don't want to kind of like steal your wind away. But there is somebody here, and I really hope this is not you, who is not on board with this, right? Melancholy, when it reverses, it can be positive, but only when it's connecting with positive cards. But in this card, in this case, I wanted to see a little bit more information on this negative card. So this is to me suggesting kind of like maybe emotional breakdown, or somebody revealing something to you. You need to really question what is revealed to you, because I have a feeling that you might be told a lie. You might be told, for example, that your partner is cheating on you, but it will be a lie. Somebody is really malicious in the situation. Somebody is doing a burn. But I do feel this signifies a loss of some kind of friendship, or maybe job or money, because depending on how this information will be kind of like relayed out. Because this is connecting to this wedding cards, and this could be a wedding card, and this could be a wedding card, and this could be a wedding card, lots of it kind of like happening over here, right? Somebody feels that giving this information can lead to separation or breakup, or something that is really impossible, right? So be very careful, because somebody who you really thought is your friend maybe had ulterior motives in the situation. And I'm really sorry to tell you this, but it is what it is, right? And that's kind of like how the cookie crumbles here. So be true to yourself. Also, this can mean that you have a Leo in your life, and so it's not necessarily a marriage card, because this represents Leo, and so is this one here as well. It can indicate some kind of tricky situation, if this is the person in your life versus the situation. And it may be there's a situation that has developed, that was wobbly to start with, and now it's causing some things to come to the surface, and maybe causing depression. So it can be seen that way as well. All right, guys, moving forward. Let's see where we get with that. All right, mix this in as well. Who is the next card? Anybody wants to guess? Anybody want to guess? Let's remove this icon and see which one is next. We are close. I'm still full of energies, so don't worry about the reading. So we have Capricorn, we have Cancer. How many more do I have here? I have 3 more. So we have 4 more signs to read. Going to be, I have a winner, Knitting Yogi, and let's see if somebody else is going to do it before I get to it. So let me just put a Cancer icon here, so I don't forget it later. And you're going to get your card, and let's see what you need to find out at this time. So what information is coming has to be related to Knitting Yogi. Boy, this really jumped out. So you're getting the 8 of Pentacles reversed. Again, it's really interesting card. Look at in this card upright. She is looking behind herself, right? It's really interesting because the shadows are not positioned properly. His shadow is here. It would indicate the light comes, travels this way, but her light goes this way, which indicates there are 2 sources of light. So what means 2 sources of light? It means there are 2 different lives that are maybe crossing at this stage. There's somebody who seemed to be interested in his own information. So she is the one who might be a little bit, I don't know, let's call it suspicious one. But it could be just simple situation. They're standing somewhere on a train station, Well, the curtain definitely doesn't indicate train station, but then she would be waiting and looking sideways. So it is really interesting that we are seeing this, because in a traditional interpretation of Eight of Pentacles talks about dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's, which is really important. And maybe this is what she's doing. She's changing and scanning for the environment, trying to find out what is going on. Now, the next layer is you got this card reversed, which means that maybe it's not needed, that you need to trust yourself. It's not so much need to go outside, as the inside perception will be more than enough. So just is going to tell you when you're going in the wrong direction. Okay, so that was which sign is this? I almost forgot. Cancer. So we are doing Cancer next, and let's see what we get. Cancer. Oh, Barbie also put Cancer. Perfect. So Cancer, this is you. We have Sea Queen, and then we have a Fire King. There's like some kind of sizzling information here that is really happening. And then we have a Four of Sea. Cancers, you're getting exhausted with the romance. It almost like sounds this way. Something is going in that direction. And Lenormand. Again, we are getting the stork, which can talk about renovations, moving, repairing things. It can be a career change, career advancement of some sort. And let's see what card I can get from here. And here you got two. You got Wise Counselor and you got Balance. But look at Balance here is Sagittarius. Balance here is Temperance card. And Wise Counselor is Hierophant card. And so these are those two pillars with the Taurus in it. It's really amazing. So it's Taurus and Sagittarius. And I think the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. So they are not the opposite. And it says this. It says, unity with the spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answers will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Successful compromise, the power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. So there are two major arcanas, guys, that you got. Very different in flavor. And the Balance is almost like the way you should live your life. Be very open-minded for something to be created. And this one is like, is tried and true. We need to do tried and true. So this is like a clash in a sword. So that's why I don't feel this is necessarily just you. So you're going to have the concepts appearing in your life that are very different, just like the water and the fire. So it almost like saying to you that you can make it work, but it's a little bit tiring as well. So it's kind of telling me that you're used to tried and true, that you don't like a high level of adventureness or being challenged. It can be exhausting, as we can see it here, right? It's like Four of Cups is like, oh no, I don't know if I can go through that with this. It's just asking you for a little bit of being open-minded. The stork here showing up, which is showing that, you know, the progress can be made. Maybe it's a situation that you don't know how to react, how to kind of like take the future direction if you wish. But this is a positive card and talks about the change. And change is very difficult for Cancer. Look at the sign that I created, and they're like in their box, just like a little cat, kind of like looking from the box, right? But the stork is about impending change, mostly for the good. You have good cards around it, right? So it's kind of suggesting this. We usually think of stork as delivering babies, so I don't know, this is some kind of like passion, sizzling, water and fire. What is it? Water and fire in the nature. Volcano, lava, sipping down its water and fire. Steam is water and fire. So something is really coming to this level. Cancer cannot operate long time on that level. You like the coolness of the water. This fire element is really bringing this fire and needs to understand you better. So this is to me suggesting that you need to both ground yourself, find some common ground, find the things that kind of like you can build upon. So these are the building blocks over here. And be really open-minded in this relationship, because you can create things that can take you very, very far. Now, no negative cards, guys. This is not necessarily a negative card. It talks about foundation. The foundation needs to be built properly, and the foundation is very... Hello, George. Good to see you. I was just wondering, where are my fellow guys over here? Good to see you here. So yeah, a Libra was just read, but here I can even give you a stamp at 2431. Oh, I don't know if this is correct. I hope it is, because I did have the numbers from before. So I would say good going, Cancer. Just challenge yourself this time, because whenever we expand and whenever we challenge ourselves, we get new sets of homework to do, if you wish, and new sets of homework can bring different rewards. So open the door, pick the unknown this time around. You're welcome, George. Okay, guys, so now you can guess, and I think this is the very last guess you can have. After that, I'm just rolling through. So which sign would that be? Throw in your hat so we can address this. You can get your own card before we go in the finale of today's live. So anybody's throwing the hat? I'll be opening this soon. So, oh, Cancer. Oh, that was Cancer. That's why you're not reacting. Okay. I guess I shouldn't be doing the guesses, but now when I open the floor, I can as well keep it a Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Look at you guys. It's so simple now. And I did get the rails, so good for you. And Capricorn, we're getting Barbie and Chris getting their cards over here. Good for you. So Capricorn it is. Let me just put Capricorn icon here, and you're going to get it in the order of appearance. So hello, Michelle or Michael. How do I pronounce this? Like, we have more guys. I love it. I love it. So Barbie was first. Barbie, your card. Let's get your card here. You are getting the Hermit card, like meditation, pulling yourself in, building yourself inside, building your self-esteem, your self-core is the key. That doesn't surprise me for the transition of Virgo. We all kind of like need to follow it. Your air sign, like me, we air sign want to fly and see the things from the above, but it's asking us to actually ground down and feel that we are he's not standing firmly with 2 feet on the ground, but to obtain this balance. This tree pose is really interesting for me. It's not difficult to do, and when you do it, you kind of like start losing balance really quickly, especially if you close your eyes. But the trees sway, and it's normal to understand that the life has this swaying and high winds and low winds, and it is kind of like reliving your inner balance here as well. I don't know why, but this mountain reminds me of Rio de Janeiro, and Rio de Janeiro reminds me of carnival and passion, and kind of like coming out with all the wildness about who you are. So it is maybe realization, going inside, figuring out what you really want to live through, what you really want to achieve. And it's really, really important, right? So Chris is your next, but you're saying been listening all through farmers market and now plant sale at a jail nursery. Ooh, plants. Like at this time of the year already? That's nice. So Chris, your card is 7 of Wands. And this is showing this woman who is really working and paying attention to her, I don't know what is this called. Is it knitting? It's not knitting. It is creating some fabric for sure, or some material. It is really interesting because she needs to ensure that many elements are happening at the same time. 7 of Wands is about it's ensuring your specialty. It is about other people willing to take your space. It's about a little bit feeling disappointed about reaching the top and thinking, oh, this is going to be this way, and completely being blindsided at, like, that you're getting enemies in this position, kind of a thing, right? Kind of like she needs to watch her back, because it's kind of like, why is it that I'm not feeling this excitement and accolades and everything? Instead, I'm feeling I need to create those boundaries and barriers, and I'm going to show you I am still having it. I'm still good to go, and I'm going to show you how much better I am. And this is the determination about defending your turf, defending who you are, and kind of like planting your flag and saying, stay off, I know who I am. So you might need to reinforce yourself to some extent to the other people, and it's going to be very important for you to do that. So don't miss this one. All right, so let me just put in a timestamp for a Capricorn here, as we are in this 2 hour, past the 2 hours, it's always longer. So it's 2:23, your stamp, 23:09. And that's the last sign we can guess. It was even one further that I wanted, because it gets easy toward the end for all of us. So Capricorn, you're reading right now. Let's see. Your Chris got 2 in 1. He's Capricorn, and so his reading is going next. So let's see. Capricorn. Oops, everything jumped out. So you have Ace of Earth, you have 9 of Sky, and you have 5 of Earth. Whew. So this translation is Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and 5 of Pentacles. These two are really concerning cards for me, because this means feeling off the rocker, and this means kind of like things that are pressuring you are coming to. You might be receiving calls from the banks, from the friends, and everybody needs something, everybody needs some kind of solution. And this is the card of some form of isolation, but it's a self-isolation. It's kind of like how our choices are creating our future, how our choices are creating our reality. And it's not necessarily bad, because it almost like makes us sad. Oh, the kitty cat is... IKEA played upon this archetype in their commercial. If you remember, it was one with the lamp outside, and they kind of like play this really sad music, and oh, poor lamp is outside. And it's like, come on, it's only a lamp. What is wrong with you? It's very similar, kind of like what I interpret this card with, because this kitty here is getting the snow falling on, is watching the other cats here in the warmth of the place. There's a fireplace here. They have the food, but they are trapped, and this one isn't. So it's always kind of looking at the kind of like silver lining that is really happening over here in this kind of like process as well. So the card you're getting here is the 5 of Fire. So getting these fives are indicating instability, and so are the 9s. But look at him. He is dancing in front of the mirrors and trying to see different reflections, and every mirror basically reflects the same. It says conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away from drama unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. So it's going to be some kind of conflict. It's going to feel that you're the outsider. Certain things will be causing trouble. This is very unusual, Capricorn, because we are going to transition off Virgo, which is your sister earth sign, and generally it's a smoother transition. For you, you're setting your path to go in some new adventure, in some new direction. You're trying to not rebuild, well, maybe rebuild, but more or less, to me, Ace of Pentacles is always this decision that can change your life. And it's something that cannot happen overnight. That happens with lots of effort, with lots of investment in it. It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be marriage. You don't know what to expect. It could be starting a business. You don't know what to expect. You clearly hope for the best. Nobody starts with, you know what, I want to go into business because I want to lose millions. Well, actually, some people do, because it's a write-off, but that's a different story. say, not clearly the story. I don't want to do that. Let me see also what Lenormand gives us. Oh, you have the snake. You might have a woman who could be divorced. Ooh, snake and a fox. Okay. What is happening here is that you are trusting wrong people. Be very careful for the transition of Virgo. There's going to be lots of instability, and I would say do not trust anybody. Anybody but yourself. This first card, the positive one, is the solo card. It's number 1, which is you. Your decision how you want to go. It almost like gives me this impression, like, when you start a business or start a new relationship, people start telling you why it's not going to succeed, right? And they're basically in that kind of like delivering their own fears, their own incompetencies. Oh, like so many people start, ha ha ha, but you're not going to succeed, right? Or they don't tell you this, but also many people fail. Like right now, it almost looks to me you need as much positivity as you can get, because these people are bringing really points and troubles and things that would just hinder the progress, if you wish. They're kind of like reflecting at you things that are not reality and not true, but given that there's so many of them, you might even have 5-6 people doing that to you, and it is just simply referring to how they see their life, how they live their life. So what is like fear for you, for them? I don't know, like let's give examples. So $20,000 is both small and big sum of money. If you are worth 2 billions, to $20,000 is not much. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, 20,000 is a lot. So how many people would easily invest $20,000 in something, right? So if the person is paycheck to paycheck, it would be, oh my God, are you sure you really want to lose this? And their vision of reality would be careful, I'm warning you, and scaring into something, right? Also, if the rich person says, not a big deal, so 20 grand, like smack it, put it in, so what if you lose it? It's also maybe not the best advice, because maybe we are somewhere in the between of these kind of like two extremes, right? And that's kind of like what it shows, that you feel you're not well off as somebody else, that this is kind of scaring you. You really want to go there, but there is like something that you need to do to get there. And you're not going to have helpful souls. Absolutely not. In fact, you're going to get really weird reflections back, and you really need to firm up who you are and how you go about that. Let me see what Gypsy kind of tells us here. Having a should vaccine, I've been on the outside for 2 years. That's that you'll be on the outside for a while. And you're getting despair reversed, and something kind of like making you feel well, what is despair all about? I think original card is called anger, right? But look at here, we see a gentleman, somebody's picture is here with flowers, so are we assuming it's somebody special one, right? And so he is clearly committing a suicide, fully well dressed, but even though he wants to kill himself, he's really afraid of slipping here, which is to me always something that kind of gets me in this card, right? So what is despair? It can talk about depression of a sort. It can talk about somebody who clearly has a gun to his head. But this is coming as a reverse to kind of give me more information about these negative cards. And I'm seeing here that you are able to interrupt this negativity coming onto you, right? That doesn't mean there'll be no jealousy. This card is, sorry, it was called jealousy, right? It indicates more or less that you need to consider the causes, even though they still didn't kind of like fulfill their full cycle. It didn't come to the surface maybe that somebody would do. It's kind of like, thank you for your opinion, and that's it. But it's the best to really keep your cards really close to the chest, because that is going to be lots of confusing situations, disorders, nervousness, like I don't know, fatigue, and maybe even falsehoods that you can expect in this transition of Virgo. And this is again confirming what I was saying here. You need to be on your own. You need to continue life with courage. You need to tackle problems, like, possibly with the help of a loved one, but mostly clearly on your own, because you might be betrayed. A snake is also somebody who is very jealous, bringing certain things to your life, difficult time with partners, imbalance. It could be just simply physical and emotional stress. And this also indicates it could be happening at work, because the fox showed up, and fox is somebody who is too smart for your own good, unless the fox is you. So maybe you're going to outfox somebody, right? The fox eats snake kind of a thing, but it looks like they're both walking in a different direction. Maybe you are walking away from job or firing an employee, something like that. So Capricorn, be very careful during this transit. You're getting clear warnings, and it's the best to not to say, oh, this is shit trading, I don't care about it. It's best to kind of acknowledge this and prepare yourself, buckle up. If something like that occurs, you know, and you have the tools to address it. So that's the best. Oh, you also never got vaccine. Look at all of you. I got the vaccine first possible opportunity, because I think vaccines are really good to get. It kind of like shake up the system, and whenever a system is shooken up, it makes you actually healthier. It's maybe sometimes a little bit too much, I understand. It's like a nuclear bomb to the system, but I always feel that the system is really working out, and it really worked for me. Knock it 3 times, I still didn't get it, even a few times I felt I did. I don't think I had it in the end, and I am intending to keep it this way, because I have a feeling if I get it, even with 4 vaccines, it might not be the greatest thing. But nonetheless, I feel that my whole immune system has been made a little bit stronger. But I also respect people's beliefs and what decisions they want to take in all of that. So let's see. This is the penultimate one. Taurus. We're having Taurus next. So let's put your sign here, Taurus, and let's put it in my timestamps to see where you are, Taurus. All right, let's do it, Taurus. Taurus. Oh, you had COVID. Ugh. So you have natural immunity that helps, but this is almost the same as vaccine. It kind of like fizzles away after 4 months. And we have lots of infections over here, so I'm still wearing masks when I go out, just to be on the safe side. Actually, you know what I loved about these masks is that I didn't have a flus and colds, which I usually suffer through. It really kind of like showed me the way how to handle it. So I know that I will be doing this going forward. Not very many people wear masks here. I'm one of those weirdos, but just making sure that if something happens, that somebody can walk tiger and feed the cats. So Taurus, you have 10 of earth, you have 3 of sky, you have star, and you have a 10 of fire. So 10 of pentacles, 3 of swords. Not sure why is it here, but we will find out. The star and 10 of wands. So 10 and 10, it's kind of culmination of some sort, and you have anchor here, which does connect here with some kind of like family, possible issues, something feeling right, somebody watching your back in the situation as well. Not sure why this pain is there's going to be a loss of some sort. Loss that I think ultimately is not going to be loss. And look at this, you have 4 of fire here as well. This does indicate some emotional pain, and that kind of stands out as a card. So we're going to get a gypsy card here to show up, but it could simply mean that was like misinterpretation of some sort, because it's just really following up with a positivity, with a hopefulness of some sort. So it's not going to be something that takes you down, that it lingers. It is something that actually refreshes everything to move forward. And then the Ten of Fire is not necessarily a negative card either. It's just about things finally feeling somebody vulnerable enough to speak about things, or the secrets are coming to the surface, or realization that you cannot be everything to everybody and that certain things need to be dropped. And 401s is, to me, always going to the next stage. You see, as they have celebration, it's a close knit kind of group that they have here, and that's what it says. So much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you, peace and contentment in your personal life. So whatever it is, you're feeling comfortable in the situation, the family may be gathering of some sort, that I see over here. So let me see, what is this three of stuff. So it could be, I think this refers to a family member, if you wish. This is Aquarius and Leo. It's a major, so that you must go through. And this is, to me, the most positive card in the entire deck. The one that I liked a lot. Maybe that's because it's Aquarius, but it's really the story that really gets to me. The story is like what happens before. We have this destruction of the tower happening, and everything is removed. The ashes are everywhere. It's complete devastation. So the fool is saying, really? I'm supposed to follow on this spiritual journey? Are you kidding me? I need to build a house. I need to find the food to eat. And the beautiful woman, naked, on top of that, shows up and she says, come here. Come here. I have some food for you. Eat. Drink. So she feeds him. She nurses him back into kind of like where he needs to be. And like when people get well, did you ever notice, like when you're sick, you feel every single problem, every single pain. The moment when this pulls away, you just don't, you forget that you were sick entirely. And that fool gets into that situation, and he doesn't realize that she is not there anymore. And he's turning left and right, up and down, and seeing the star shining really brightly in the sky and pulling away. And he realized that she actually turned into the star. So he's screaming, what do I do now? What do I do now? You didn't give me any instructions. And he just hears whisper, follow your own star, right? And this is kind of like, to me, that message of hope. Nelson Mandela, kind of like, just keep following your star, you'll be fine, right? And then we got, for this interpretation, we got thief in a reversed position, right? So it could be somebody in the family taking things from you. This card continues to be negative when it's reversed, right? It's interrupting these positive cards because the other cards are positive. It could be some surprise. It could be something coming through it. It's not going to take you off your course, right? This is concerning some documents, and this card is very complex as well. It can talk about family gatherings. It can talk about the will. It can talk about the decisions that are being made, right? It's kind of like that you're losing confidence, kind of like you're very strong and settled, but it's almost like there's confidence lost in somebody, or that somebody's taking advantage of the situation, right? So that's really something that needs to be really kind of like, you need to really think about it. So don't let your guard down entirely, because you feel content where you are, you feel hopeful, but you know, like, you're not wrong about this person that you are suspecting or suspicious. Maybe you just need to isolate this person because this person is not bringing, I guess, the positivity in your life, and maybe they need to learn, restart, apologize, or make amends with you, and not the other way around. So that is very important. So let's see, to catch up with you, I have not gotten so much a sniffle. Other than that, people around me had a coyote. Coyote means for a couple of times awesome. My son didn't get it. He lives with me. Yeah, you might. They're coming now with the theory that some people have genetic resistance, which is really nice if you really think about it, right? So, the very last one today, before the second set of doors, it is Aquarius. Well, sugar comes last, of course. let's talk about Aquarians. So let's put this all back here. Let's put it all back and let's see what messages we get. Aquarius, back, and stamp, yes. We had a long date today, which is awesome. Thank you guys for not getting tired, and I'm glad that I had my power on, slept well, prepared myself well and everything. So, Aqua girls and boys, let's start. Aquarius, sugar for the last. Okay. Aquarius is just not talking. Oh, we're also getting Ten of Fire. Something coming to the surface, something tricky situation. Not like this card, Four of Earth. It means we don't want to play. My toys, taking my ball, going home, kind of a thing. So 10 of Fire, 4 of Earth, and 6 of Fire. So it is weird because translation 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and 6 of Wands. so technically there are 2 tens. There is like, and now I understand this a little bit better with this card coming through. So what do we see here? We see a cat holding all his toys for himself and not allowing anybody to come close, even to the point that he's not playing with his toys. But now with everybody coming and placing their gifts and accolades in front of somebody, the winner card, kind of like getting forward, it kind of like comes as an information. There is somebody who has accumulated quite a bit, who maybe has felt, as we see it in this card, that other people, like maybe this fire came on it, like it was destruction of some sort. Everybody's looking for the cover, if you wish, and now look, my toys are safe. That's all that matters to me, and some self-protection over here, which basically the lesson of this card is, come on, these toys are meant to be shared, and this is kind of like you need to enter certain relationships. But Aquarians are not playing this period. Aquarians are into, I have paid my dues and I need to get these accolades. It's maybe a little bit egoistic, but it's maybe also somebody who is finally finding a backbone and playing in that direction. So let's see here what also we get with Lenormand. We get child, which also I can understand some new process is starting. Child can indicate something that maybe still needs some understanding or some kind of like expertise that kind of like needs to be applied in a situation. It's a positive card. It's a beginning. It's some kind of like innocence, if you wish, trust. Something small, right, as well. It can talk about new relationship. It can talk about, usually from what I see here, would be with somebody who already was present or who you have known for a while, or somebody who is really childish, or somebody who has that element of timelessness. So kind of like that air of lightness, kind of like, if you wish, right? So it's very, very important, right? So I would say that, it's a very simple information over here. Maybe this was also some young, foolish, maybe there are issues with children or directing children or giving like our own, lessons, sharing the lessons that we have learned throughout our lives as well. But it simply could mean starting something new, not knowing how to go about it, but succeeding nonetheless, which is really important. And it's for Aquarians, it does happen that way. It's on and off kind of a thing. Ooh, Ships card. Oh my gosh, this card. Look at this dress she's wearing. Isn't it gorgeous? It says planning for the long term. Yeah. Abundance from past choices, pride in the success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what is next. So now it's clear. Aquarius is digging Aquarian heels in the ground and saying, I know who I am. It's very unusual because an air sign, Aquarius, being in tornado, it's a floater, always interested in something else, and this is the life to acquire as much knowledge, as many different interests as possible. But three, the card of ships, and I don't know if you can see it. It's a measuring tape going around here, right? And this really tells me that something is calculated risk, and that's why the kitty is holding his toys back, kind of like not putting all eggs in one basket, rather keeping all eggs outside of the basket if you wish, because the calculation is I have sufficient amount to succeed in something. So there's like something new happening, something new direction going. This is also going new direction, and it's generally indicator of a success. 301s is trusting your instincts. 301s is going and being very adventurous. 301s is the ships, friendships, relationships, partnerships, right? Kindship. It's people you connect with, but also at the same time, you understand in which situation you need to keep your crown on, and in which and you, almost like it's always. So there is no modesty. The only thing is like maybe sometimes seems to be a lack of understanding and lack of expertise, but nonetheless your inclination toward your goals, like the feeling fearless, feeling that this is where I need to go, you're overcoming lots of barriers over here. As there are no negative cards, there is no need to kind of like get any clarification over here. It's very clear, kind of like you're saying, guys, it's my time to shine, it's my time to do it, and damn it, I'm going to do it. Very important over here. Aquarius finding their Leo. Well, Aquarians finding their grip, I guess. And if Aquarius finds kind of like, when Aquarius applies, it's usually very successful. It just unfortunately rarely applies because too many things are interesting, etc., etc. So guys, believe it or not, we are coming to the second set of doors. So imagine a question that you want to ask, and I'm going to close the screen for a moment here, and you can ask your questions. I'm going to bring these three doors out so we can have the second part answered. So I have door number 1. I have a door number 2. And I have door number 3. Please pick which door you want to have as an answer to your question. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put the stamp over here. We have been almost 3 hours together today. It was my pleasure to be here with you. So let me give you the last bit of answers for today. So for the door number 1, whoever picked it up, I actually did get 2 cards. So I have, reversals. I have the Ace of Swords, which is Karma card, and I have Queen of Wands. Unfortunately, the answer is no. The answer is that something is going to come very swiftly. It's going to be a very swift rejection. Maybe you're looking for a queen, maybe you're looking for a king, but this person is fake in the first place, and what you think you want doesn't exist. So maybe it's not going to be even rejection, maybe it's just going to be a realization of that and saying, I'm done with this and I don't want to really deal with this, kind of a thing. Keep in mind the deck is like law of attraction. It's extremely powerful deck. I don't know if you feel it on your end, but I'm feeling just by having the presence on the table. So door number 2, you have 4 of Swords. Look at her. She's like under this glass bell. The exit is there, but she's not even looking there. She's feeling she's to herself. She is living pain. She's living fear. You guys need to be willing to look for the exits. You need to be willing to obtain this wish. You're not capable with the energy that you currently have. The answer is no. And the door number 3 is we have the Knight of Wands. I was talking quite a bit about the Knight of Wands, this proverbial bachelor. It's meeting somebody in the bar, and there is like a chance encounter. And I would say this is not firm, yes. It's not, yes, that guarantees longevity, but nonetheless, it is yes. So at least we got something positive here today, because the messages were really interesting over here. So will I get much more than I accept? You see, it's not something that is really great promise, but it looks this way and it looks promising, kind of a thing. Depends how you engage with this bachelor, on booze, like, I mean, that's all kind of like stuff coming through, right? So it's also Sagittarius, and Sagittarius always connects with money, with luck, not with money, with luck, and with big aspirations. So it's better to dream big and get less, because it still might be bigger than small dreams. That's kind of like a message that we get from there. So, Madame and Monsieur, it was my pleasure to serve you today, to be here with you today. Let me just check what we have next. The next one, is it 3rd of September? Let me just see, September 3rd, 17th. Yeah, it does make sense. On the 3rd, we have just general messages. And on the 17th, we are going to have the reading for the following transition, which is going to be of Libra. I'm also going to post on my other channel shamanic messages for September, and it's coming up in the next 3 days. So just please keep an eye for that. You will also get a partial reading on Cat Tarot and on my Instagram. And I'm wondering if I should place on Instagram daily readings. I'm still in the summer. I'm still enjoying my summer, so I still don't want to be tied down with a promise. You know, I'm a fixed sign, so when I make a promise, I stick to it. So, but this is something that is going through my head. And if you guys can spend a minute, if you already haven't, to kind of like participate in this poll that has been pinned on top of this chat, because I really want to see how I need to reorganize my site. This last month, it was the full moon in Aquarius, which I was really looking forward to do big changes, but oh my God, I've been going through the awful anxiety, depression, crap, and I was just not really able to. But I did kind of like resolve certain things in my head, and I think that was the whole purpose of full moon, to release certain things. So with that in mind, with this upcoming full moon that is happening on the 9th, which is like in Pisces, we need to release the dreams that are no longer needed, they are not longer viable, that no longer we feel the other people will support, and find something more realistic, or even something new, and something new to dream about, something new to be excited. So thank you so much again, everybody. I wish everybody has a beautiful day. I wish you beautiful summer. I think we are going to still be speaking in the summer next 2 times, which is awesome. So all the best. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll be talking to you on the 3rd. All the best.